shining, shimmering pages. Tell me, readers, now when did you last see a BEA haul? It's a whole new haul, filled with books since last fall. The new Twilight's out, oh my gosh, so is Morningstar. I've really been behind on these hauls. Hello everyone, I'm Natasha and I'm finally doing a book haul! I haven't done a haul since last September and I've just had books piling up, and I went to BEA and I came home with a suitcase full of books. So this haul right now is daunting. You should see my bed. There's just stacks of books. It's been 2 weeks since BEA, but it's been about a week since I've been home, and I've been trying to catch up on all of life stuff, and now I'm finally sitting down or standing up to film this video for you guys. Since last time I did a haul, kind of made fun of it at the beginning with the song. There's been a lot of books that have come out. So I don't know if I'm necessarily going to talk about all those books. Like, I already talked about Twilight and Morningstar, so you guys already know I have those. Hopefully this haul is going to be interesting, because I have different books. I have different books from other people who went to BEA. Me Before You, not necessarily a new book, but I read it about a month ago and it inspired one of my new favorite videos, which is the Me Before You lookbook that I did, inspired by Louisa Clark and her outfits from the movie. I got the hardcover because I really wanted the nice hardcover instead of like the paperback, and it's just black. It has a JM on the front for Jojo Moyes. And I'm super excited for the movie, which is coming out this weekend. Yes! Throwing it back all the way to December is my friend's book, Sarah Elizabeth Santana. It's called The Awakened. This came out in December. It is her first published book. She's been working on this for years, and Benjamin from Benjamin of Tomes decided to publish it, and so I had to haul this because it's like two of my friends, and I'm so proud of both of them, and for Ben and his publishing company, and for Sarah for even writing this book. She signed in everything. To Natasha, my fangirl friend. I haven't picked this up to read it yet, but I'm super excited. It's about like a zombie apocalypse. I haven't read a zombie book ever. Next, I have an ARC, and I didn't get it at BEA, but Christine had two, so she gave me one, and it's The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. This is the first Morgan Matson book that I now own, and it's just an ARC. A couple of my friends at BEA and BookCon got to interview Morgan, like Jenna and Maureen and Zoe. Those interviews were so much fun, and Morgan seems like such a fun person, and this is definitely a book that I want to read this summer. Plus, it's like huge. It's a huge contemporary. I love big books, and I cannot lie. I think just by the cover, it's about a girl who walks a lot of dogs. And there's lots of cute dogs, but the only dog that's missing is a husky. There's not a husky on this cover, and I feel like a husky would have made this cover even better than it already is. This is my suitcase full of books from BEA. I have yet to unpack it because I've been waiting to film this, and it's just like been sitting in my living room. And it's very heavy. I took this as a carry-on from Chicago back to LA. I checked 2 bags and I carried on this. The queen of overpacking. There's so many books in here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. The first book I want to show you is from Random House. It's called The Last Days of Night by Graham Moore. If you guys watched my vlogs, I have vlogs from every day of BEA and then the last day, which was BookCon. They're all up on my channel, and you guys can kind of see us picking up certain books and what my friends and I did in the hotel room. I love those vlogs so much. So if you haven't already watched our adventures and our shenanigans up in Chicago, go watch them. I'll link the playlist down below. Sasha, Zoe, and I got in line because Random House was just giving out free tickets while some of our other friends were in the line for the Peculiar Tales book. We missed it, but we got in line, and this guy is an Academy Award winning screenwriter, and the book's also blurred by Gillian Flynn. It's set in the 1800s, and the miracle of electric light is in its infancy. Thomas Edison has won the race to the patent office and is suing his only remaining rival, George Westinghouse, for the unheard of sum of $1 billion. So Heartless was my most anticipated book of BEA, and I knew I wanted to get this ticket. But at the same time, Heartless was coming out. Tatra Mafi's Furthermore was being signed by the queen herself. Kat and I figured, okay, let's go wait and get tickets for Heartless. There was a huge mob. I was in a mob. I felt like 5 years ago, back when I was a huge Twilight fan, I was like elbowing my way out. So we got tickets for Heartless, came back, got it signed by Marissa Meyer. Then we got Furthermore. Yeah, Kat and I won BEA that day. We were very smart, very cunning. Our Slytherin skills came into play that day. And no, I will not say I'm sorry, because we were the smarter people that day. Christine, Sasha, Jesse, Zoe, you guys should have came with us. So this comes in the cool box. Carmen had this at Y'all West, and I was just salivating over it. Look how beautiful. And when does this come out? Marissa Meyer signed it to Natasha, Off With Your Head. That's hilarious. I love that. November 2016. Whoa, that's not until the fall. Tasha signed it. Read On. I've never had Tasha sign a book, so I'm super excited. This is super cute. It's a middle grade book. This doesn't come out until August 30th. This one comes out sooner than Heartless. Yeah. Guys, this one comes out in August. That one comes out in November. That was... Random House has sent me a bunch of books since January, and that's because after the Morningstar signing that I hosted for Pierce, I was talking to the publicist, Emily, who helped me along with the whole surprising fans of Morningstar, and we were kind of talking about what I like to read, and so she's been sending me things that I like. They sent me the second book in Scott Ziggler's Generations trilogy, which is A Light, and it's this beautiful yellow color. I wonder, and it's yellow. Who has yellow books? Who? No one has yellow books. That's so cool. I have the audiobook for this, so I can't wait to get to it. I love the first one, and I feel like this one's going to be even better. Back in January, I went to Barnes & Noble with Christine, and I actually vlogged our adventure there. It wasn't really an adventure. It was just us going into a bookstore. I picked up The Longest Ride by Nicholas Sparks. It was in the bargain book section for $6.98. I loved this movie last year. I haven't read a Nicholas Sparks book since Last Song. They're all very similar, but I like the movie, so I want to try this one. After BEA, I stayed at Sasha's house for a couple days. We filmed some videos. We did a whole Outlander shoot. It was a lot of fun just to hang out with my friend who I haven't seen for 2 years, and we were just kind of being normal friends for once. I didn't vlog it at all because I just wanted to hang out and have a good time, but she took me to Half Price Books. We don't have Half Price Books in California. It was like Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory, but without chocolate there were books. The first book I saw was Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas, and I met Sarah for the first time at BEA. She is wonderful. Oh my goodness. I read Throne of Glass, but I haven't continued on with the series, and I need to because everyone talks about it, and I feel like I'm just getting spoiled constantly. Like, I know who all the characters are because everyone always talks about it. I mean, obviously, I've read the first book, and I'm Team Dorian so far. I have Crowd of Midnight, I have Airfire, and now I have Queen of Shadows. This was only $9.49. $9.49. Yeah. Yay. Now I have this. Oh my gosh. I really need to read the rest of the series. At Half Price Books, they also had To All the Boys I Loved Before. I don't own this. I own it as an ebook, and I loved it when I read it like a year and a half ago. I got to hang out with Jenny Han too at Y'all West and at BEA. She's wonderful. I love her, and we share a similar passion for fashion. That rhymes. Also at Half Price Books, we were in the science fiction section, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if they have Red Rising there. And it was on the shelf, and I turned around, and there it was, just displayed nicely on the shelf. And yeah, oh, the corner's all ripped, but I don't care. I got Red Rising finally in hardcover. Now I have all the hardcovers of the Red Rising trilogy, plus all the paperbacks, aside from Morningstar, and that one's not out yet. My advice, if you still have yet to read Red Rising, what are you doing? Purchase the hardbacks because they're huge in comparison to the paperbacks, and they look better. I also got a very, very pretty version of Pride and Prejudice. It was only $10 at Barnes & Noble. And I have this like super ugly version that I remember getting for school. It's like ugly and tiny, but now I have this pretty version, and I love Pride and Prejudice. I love this story. The first night of BEA, which was Wednesday night, we went to dinner with Adam Silvera and his publishing house. That's all documented in my vlog if you want to go watch it. But they were giving us ARCs. and I think I took them all. Adam's book, which isn't out until January 2017, called History is All You Left Me. Adam Silvera is one of my new favorite people. We clicked right away when we met at Y'all West, partly because we both have a love for Pierce Brown. If you're an avid viewer of this channel and you watched my Y'all West vlog with Adam in it, then you'll know that we have a running joke about Pierce Brown, which is Adam wanting to be a gay Pierce Brown. We're like, oh my gosh, our ship name would be Fiercia. I love him so much. He's a great person, and I've still yet to read any of his books. I now have History is All You Left Me, and I'm gonna read this because no one can read it until January, and I feel very privileged in that fact. So thank you, Adam. If you want to know more about it, go watch that vlog because the publicist from Soho Publishing just nailed the summary, and you're gonna want to read it. I also got It Wasn't Always Like This by Joy Prebble. It's like Pebble, but with an R. This is kind of like a Tuck Everlasting story. 1916, Emma is frozen in time after sampling an experimental polio vaccine brewed on a remote island off St. Augustine, Florida. She and her family stop aging. Some people figure this out, and of course she falls in love. Her family gets killed, and she runs away, and she's separated from this love. And not until now, I think like 2016, people start catching on and they find her, and it's like just this race, and it's, oh my gosh, this sounds amazing. Like, this sounds like it could be a movie. Last from Soho Publishing is My Sister Rosa by Justine Larbalestier. I think I got that right. E. Lockhart blurbed this and said, Larbalestier at her tricky, terrifying best. It's about a brother and a sister, and the sister is crazy, and she gets people to do crazy, deadly things. I'm getting some Hannibal Lecter vibes from this. I mean, there is a moth on the cover, just like there is a moth on the movie poster for the movie. Another book I got from Random House is Sleeping Giants by Sylvan Neuville. I first got this arc back in New York Comic Con, and I started reading it last month, and I was entranced. This book without its jacket on is so cool and shiny, and there's a hand, and there's a face, and yeah, this has something to do with aliens, and I really like aliens, especially in fictional things. I love the X-Files. Mom, what's it called when, like, officers of the law take people in and question them? Thank you. Couldn't think of the stupid word. This whole book is kind of told in an interrogation room. So the questions are in bold, the answers are in regular font. It's really interesting. I just don't get all the detail that I want. It is very to the point because it's just all talking. There is no description. I want to finish this, but I want to finish The Rose and the Dagger by Renee Ahdieh first, and then I want to finish A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas first, and then I'll come back to this. What's also very important about this book is that it is blurbed by Pierce Brown. Pierce says, reminiscent of The Martian and World War Z, Sleeping Giants is a luminous conspiracy yarn that shoots for and lands among the stars. I kind of wanted to share this book because I have it, but it's Passenger by Alex Bracken, and I finally met Alex Bracken at Y'all West. She is a lovely human as well, and her dog is adorable. I follow her on Snapchat. It's a strange thing that I'm getting to know these authors behind the book. I'm meeting authors and then kind of creating relationships with them, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to read their books. It's happened so much in like these last couple months. I can't even. I don't have Renee's book with me. Well, I do. The Wrath of Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. We clicked at Y'all West. Like, we have so much in common. I can't wait. We're gonna be filming videos together, and I hadn't read her book. I didn't. I read this whole thing on the plane to and fro from Chicago, and I love this. I love this book so much. But same thing with Alex, and same thing with Sarah, and same thing with Adam. All these authors are so wonderful. I'm so blessed to be able to have this opportunity, and I will never ever take it for granted. Here are a few more I got from Random House. This one is The Same Sky by Amanda Ear Ward. Blurred by Jodi Picoult. Excited to read it. I also have this ginormous book, Lilac Girls by Martha Hall Kelly. And they have the pages. What are they called? What are these called? The page. Kat always knows what they're called. Scalped? Inspired by the life of a real World War II heroine, this powerful debut novel reveals an incredible story of love, redemption, and terrible secrets that were hidden for decades. Emily also sent me Uprooted by Naomi Novik, and I met Naomi at BEA. She was on the panel with Pierce and Scott and Justin Cronin. Renee also talked about this book because this is another kind of retelling. It's in the same sense of The Wrath of the Dawn, and it's kind of like ACOTAR, A Court of Thorns and Roses, where a young girl gets taken by like a king. I really liked Wrath of the Dawn. Renee said that this was like really sexy and sensual, so yeah, I'm gonna read this. Don't tip, book tower, do not fall. Last, Emily sent me Everything I Left Unsaid by M. O'Keefe. This looks like a new adult book. I'm gonna read it because just this cover alone is like super sexy. I have The Parting Gifts by Katrina Ann Willis. One of my viewers' mothers was at BEA and they found me and they gave me this book. Whoa. This book was blurbed by Peter Jackson. What? This is The Edge of Everything by Jeff Gills? This was also blurbed by James Dasher. James Dasher said, "Utterly fantastic, dark, funny, exciting, and unique clashing of worlds. Every human alive should read this book." Okay, James. Peter Jackson? What? I don't even remember picking this up. No, this is by Bloomsbury. Oh, this one doesn't come out until January as well. Cool. This book I remember just picking up because they had a stack of them just on the floor at BEA. This is just one of the things that happens at BEA. They just have stacks of books. This one's signed. It had an apple on it, so it kind of reminded me of, you know, the evil Queen Regina from Once Upon a Time. Or Twilight, because Twilight has an apple on it too. And this one says The Lie Tree. And then I have Kids of Appetite by David Arnold. He was signing when Sabaa Tahir was signing for A Torch Against the Night. I didn't get in line for Torch Against the Night. I haven't even read the first book yet. I have it. I'm going to read it soon. There's another author that I know who is so lovely and friendly and kind, who I have yet to read her book. I had the author sign it because I have the intention of giving it to my aunt because she is a school teacher. I don't think I'm ever going to read this. Next, I have Victoria the Queen. Whitney gave this to me because she didn't want it, but they had stacks upon stacks. And I'm obsessed with British history, especially the queens. I know a bunch about Anne Boleyn. Queen Victoria is another one who I love learning about. I love the movie that Emily Blunt did. At the end of April, I got to do a cool Instagram post for Maggie Stiefvater's The Raven Boy series, which I don't even own. And they so kindly sent me all of the books. So yeah, I'm very excited to finally be able to read the series. The last two books I got from BEA, which is Replica by Lauren Oliver. I picked this one up. Adam Silvera was very excited about this, so it makes me excited about it too, but you can read this in like several oh my gosh, I didn't know they had Velcro on it. You can read this book in a few different ways, kind of like the new Twilight, but you can read Lyra's story, or you can read Gemma's story, or you can flip back. This is out in October. I think it's out on October 4th. Oh wait, I have one more book. This is a book that I did not get at BEA, but Cami sent me, Cami Garcia sent me, The Lovely Reckless. This is out on October 4th. I'm actually really excited about this. This just seems like a sexy young adult love story, and I haven't really been able to read one of those in a long time. I'm always, you know, stuck in the new adult. Oh my gosh, Colleen Hoover blurbed it, said Cami Garcia has truly topped herself. Alison Noel said an insanely addictive sexy rush. Jennifer L. Armentrout said page-turning suspense, and Marie Lu said a pitch-perfect story. Tahara Mafi blurbed it on front. So yeah, to say I'm excited about it would be an understatement. And last, from the BEA books, I have Stealing Snow by Danielle Page. I do have Dorothy Must Die and all of Danielle's books. I have yet to get to those. She's another wonderful author, and I haven't yet to read her book. This isn't about Snow White. And it says, villain, queen, hero, an inspired and edgy retelling of the legend of the Snow Queen. So the Snow Queen was in Once Upon a Time, and you know me, I love retellings. I'm definitely going to do a full video about my favorite retellings. I have Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. Yet to read it, but I have it, and it's humongous, And I got to meet Cassandra. I've met her a bunch of times and I've read her books, so she's one of my favorite authors. Emily from Random House knows I love Outlander, so she sent me the arc of Outlander Kitchen, and I wasn't allowed to talk about it until now because they sent me the finished copy with all of the like colored pages. There's a chicken. There's me. Written by Teresa Carl Sanders, and the foreword is by Diana Gabaldon. This is just all the food inspired by that time in our history and from Scotland. And you betcha I'm gonna be doing a baking video with this. Oh yes. This is out on June 14th. That's it, guys. Whew. That was a lot of talking and a lot of hauling. Here are all the books stacked in their glories. I'm not gonna pick them up. I don't feel like it. Thank you guys all for watching. I'll see you guys on the future. Keep calm and fangirl on. Bye! This is so heavy. Oh my gosh. That's it. That's it. Guys, I did it. Oh my gosh. Seriously though, I think I'm just incredibly strong. And I have fake nails on, guys. Like, look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I did it. I'm so strong! The new Twilight sound! Oh my gosh, these need to be in my hands. The new Twilight sound, so is I can't do that. My gosh, so is Morning Star, that's upside down. Oh, shining, shimmering, splendid. Ah! Damn it. Inspired by the life of a real World War II heroine. What am I saying? Ah!